I'm Denise Lanman, your host for Chamber Chat. And joining me now is Rebecca Studebaker from the YWCA in Genesis. Hello, Becky.
Hi, Denise. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you recovering from a very eventful and fun Saturday evening?
I think I've recovered. I'm glad it's over.
Well, start out by telling us a little bit about how the YWCA functions here in Richmond in the surrounding area and why it's also called Genesis.
Well, Genesis is our primary program. We're a domestic violence and sexual assault program. We also take homeless individuals when we have the space, but our primary focus is for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. You know, a long time ago, actually, the YWCA has been around for years and years, since, you know, way back right in the beginning of time. And they were more known for, you know, girls and women's for their athletic programs and those sort of things. And then they took a little bit of a turn, I don't know, maybe in the, probably in the, even in the 70s, and started reaching out to other causes for women. They realized that there was a big gap in things that were where women needed things and they weren't getting them. And really here in Richmond, that was the same time, really, Richmond was right on it. And in actually in 1972, they started the Genesis program. It wasn't named yet because at that time they actually called it Friends of the Battered. And it was started out as a hotline service. And it was just a hotline service for when women needed someone to talk with. So women would call in, they would talk with someone when they were in a violent situation, not knowing where to go. Then it moved on into, it grew into, then it was into one of the schools here in Richmond, and they did have some shelter where they could take in women and children. Then it went into a couple of homes here in Richmond. They were rented homes. Safe houses. So it was safe houses. They could keep people safe. And now we're in a facility here in Richmond where we have renovated, and it's a lot nicer facility.
And it's secure,
and
correct?
It's very secure. You cannot just walk in the door. You have to be buzzed in. We can house 26 individuals, and today, on this very day, we have 24 people there. Actually, we really have 26, but we have some infants, so we actually have.
So they count, but they don't count.
They count, but they don't count, because they do count, not to, you know, it's because we have some cribs. So we do have a bed here and there, but technically we are full. So unfortunately, that tells you what's going on.
Yep, it sure does.
Which is not a good thing, but it's a good thing that we have the services available here in our community, and included in those services, it's not just a safe place for people to be, but we also, in those services, we give them counseling, individual and group counseling. So we have a counselor on staff.
Which is very important.
Right. We have advocacy, which means that we have people, we have staff right there. We have victim advocates that also help them. They link them up with services here in the community to kind of get them on track, help them with the things that they need help with, get them hooked up if they need to get involved with the judicial system, which a lot of times they do, because unfortunately it's not,
That's usually what has landed them where
they are.
Yeah.
And then to also get them on track as far as for housing, for employment, for education, depending on where they're at. Even if they've finished their, a lot of people think that domestic violence happens to low income, low educated, and that's not always it at all. So we try to encourage people a lot of people we have found have possibly, they've been in college, but maybe they've quit because of a violent relationship. So we encourage them to go back And so we
offer
help
a lot of positive guidance.
Exactly. That's to get them back on track where they want to be in their life, not where someone else wanted them to be in their life. And that's empowerment, which is a lot of what we're about, is to empower them so they can make positive choices for themselves. So someone else isn't making those choices for them.
Well, we're very lucky to have you in Genesis here to address situations like that. I know that you guys do a couple fundraisers, and I wanted to touch on those because I'm sure that it costs a lot of money to run the facilities. And you had a fundraiser, your annual dinner was last Saturday night, and you had a keynote speaker. That was fantastic. Tell us just a little bit about him before we go into your next fundraiser.
That was Josh Blyle. He is actually through the Indianapolis Colts, but he is, as you were there, and he's had a very traumatic life, and I think he's kind of one of those people that, I think we all think we've had a difficult life until we listen to him and find out that, wow. But, I think he made a couple really good points when he spoke about what he signed up for what happened to him. Not that that's a good thing, but unfortunately, people in domestic violence, they don't sign up for it.
No, in fact, they usually have signed up for something a lot different than what they end up.
And than what they end up with. And I think that was a point really well made, that, domestic violence typically always happens from someone that you love and thinks that, you think that you're in a safe situation.
Right. You trust them.
That's right. You trust them with your whole life, with everything. And unfortunately, they take advantage of that love and that security and rip you to shreds.
Yes.
So, he did an excellent job in bringing that out. By not knowing very much about us, and really laid it on the table, I think. So he did a great job, and it was a wonderful fundraiser for us, and just a wonderful dinner, I think.
Yes, the dinner was great, and it was a very enjoyable night. And he did also, I think there was probably not too many dry eyes in the audience, because once you heard his story, then he also related it to someone that he lost to domestic violence just a couple months ago. Yeah, just a couple months ago. So for him to be able to stand there and the comparatives he made between his life and domestic violence just really brought it out in the open. And I know that speaking on domestic violence, especially with everything that's going on very publicly in sports with domestic violence, it's rough on him, but he's glad to be able to discuss it and talk about it and bring a positive outcome for some domestic violence, which is what he did by being the speaker.
Yes, he did a great job. He did a super job.
So, and then you have another fundraiser coming up that helps you a lot too, and that is coming up in November.
Correct. That is our annual Christmas Village. And it takes place November 7th and 8th. That is at the Coleman Center. And it's really, for people that don't know, it's really a craft show. But that happens on a Friday and Saturday. It's from 9 to 8 on Friday and 9 to 6 on Saturday. So that's a big deal. And then the other thing is that we will be a part of the challenge match through the Wayne County Foundation.
Oh, congratulations.
And that's huge also, and that's November 10th through the 22nd, I believe. So it actually ends on the 21st, but that's huge also. That's like that, I think it's 10 or 11 days, something like that, but that's huge also. So
let's touch on that real quick, because I didn't know that.
Yes.
And congratulations
Thank
again.
you.
That's great. So your donations that you receive that reference the challenge match between, what are those dates again?
November the 10th and the 21st, I believe it is.
So they are the ones that are due up to be matched.
Yes.
So if I give you $100.
It becomes $200.
Yes. That's great.
So that's huge. That's really huge for us.
Oh my goodness, it is. So it will be very beneficial.
Yes.
And then you have your craft show. So early or not really early Christmas presents,
Right.
but starting on it
and yeah.
getting Christmas gifts. So that would be a great place.
So this is a busy time of year for us, and it's busy obviously at the shelter, but it's a busy time of year for us, but it's a time for us to really be on our toes.
And if somebody wants to make a donation either through the challenge match or any other time, how do they do that?
They can, of course, obviously you can always call the organization, because we always take cash, of course, but we take checks.
That's always welcome.
Exactly. But we also can take credit cards.
Okay.
So you can always call the organization, or we can send you, we have envelopes that are, all ready to go. And then our address is 15 South 11th here in Richmond.
Okay.
And our phone number, is 966-0538.
Okay.
So we're pretty easy, really, to get a hold of.
Good. So if they feel on their heart to do this, that's how they can get a hold of you. We'll put that information up on the screen also, so they'll be able to write it down. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing the good and bringing to light some things that are not so good. But you're doing great work. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Chamber Chat. Joining me now is Jessica Clark from Porter Advertising and Trevor Oakerson from the Chamber of Commerce. I keep forgetting that I have to tell your last name too. I think everybody should know Trevor.
Yeah, me too.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, great. How are you?
Doing good. So Jessica, we're going to start out with some of the stuff that we want you to share to the community. But first, the very first thing, tell us a little bit about Porter Advertisement.
Porter Advertising has been traditionally known for billboards, out-of-home services since 1945. We was established in Richmond, and it was actually Richard Peterson's grandfather that originally established the company.
So it's family-owned?
Family-owned and operated, yes. And we have a new division now to where we offer some web development services, social media services, different things like that. So we're expanding, and we're very excited. We're growing.
And you don't just do billboards as far as advertisement either, so you do some other forms, right?
Yes, correct. We also plan digital marketing campaigns, so if you have like Google ads, different things like that, Facebook ad campaigns, LinkedIn ad campaigns, pretty much you can reach out to us for any type of advertising. We can help you plan your whole campaign overall.
Wow, and digital is the way to go because that's the wave of the future.
Yes, the new age, yes ma'am.
But specifically, you're here to talk about a movement that you have going, that the Chamber is partnering with you, and there's probably other people too, but it's called Shop Small, and it's a focus for having people buy locally.
Correct.
Right?
Yes, ma'am. It was actually established, Shop Small Richmond is a spinoff of the national campaign from American Express. So they established the Shop Small movement, and we really wanted to bring it to a localized standpoint. And so we did a spinoff, and that is Shop Small Richmond. We began in 2012, and what some of our main objectives is to educate the community on the importance of buying from locally small businesses, as well as to promote overall the businesses in our community that therefore contribute to local organizations. Also, the taxes retained in the community also supports our public service attendance, schools, libraries, and different things like that. So it's very important.
So yes, the dollars that are kept here locally have a domino effect, and sometimes people don't really think about that effect that their dollars have. And not only are they buying a product from a local business, but then usually people are employed that live locally for that business, and then the dollars actually go back out into the community and come back again a second time.
Correct.
So it's real important for people to kind of keep their dollars local. And but there's a whole movement, so you do all kinds of things. What are some of the things you do to make people aware in the community that it is that important?
Well, we started off with just a website. We put up the website and we just started promoting it via social media and whatnot. After that, it really took off, and we started being able to send out email lists. We also had a booth at the Taste of Wayne County this year to where over 100 people took the Buy Local pledge. And that was just a matter of saying, you know, that you'll think local first. Before going to a chain store or a franchise, that you would sit down and think about where can I buy locally and what are some of the small businesses that I can visit in order to contribute to the overall goal. And then we developed into an event on Small Business Saturday this year, which is November 29th, down at the Richmond City Building. We've partnered with the city, and we have a variety of booths from small local independent business operators, craft and artisans, food vendors, as well as nonprofit organizations that are also there to tell about their organizations. So you have a variety of local gifts, products, services, things like that you can actually buy for your holidays, gift giving, and therefore contribute to the community, therefore keeping your dollars within the community.
Right. And what was the date on that again?
November 29th, and the time is 11 to 4.
Shop Small Saturday.
Yep. Right after
Black
Friday.
Yeah. And we actually encourage people to somewhat boycott Black Friday, being that that's actually more of a corporate a day that the corporate entities have developed in order to get people to come out and shop for themselves, and they think that they're saving money. But in all reality, if they was to spend those same dollars in the community, as you had mentioned earlier, a dollar spent in a local small business is actually returning the community 7 times over more than what it would be if you spent it at a national chain. And so we feel as if you can boycott, if possible, if you can boycott Black Friday and wait until small business Saturday and go to our local small businesses, that it'll overall have a wonderful impact on our community.
Well, one of the things that our small businesses deal with well is unique shops. So when you go to one of the unique shops that we have, and we have a lot of them in Richmond, and you can find something that you're not going to find just everywhere.
Absolutely.
So that's one of the things I have problems with is my grandchildren aren't local, so I don't know what they're getting for Christmas. So I get a lot of my stuff at Beaches because they have toys that are not found everywhere.
Right, very unique.
So
unique toys.
And we have a lot of unique shops all around.
Absolutely. And that's one of the other overall contributions to the community from shopping locally is that we preserve that unique sense of place in just, especially with our town being with the 10,000 students, being Knowledge Town. You find that a lot of the students in the community also love those small places, and when they tell their parents and their friends back home about where they now live and call home, it's those small local businesses that bring the unique and sense of place to their conversations. So.
Well, and I think that alludes to the main reason that I think people should shop small and support local businesses. Local businesses, the decisions are made here. And so the decisions are made for you. They're not based on a national marketing scheme or they're not generic products. They're things that somebody took the time to look at and think about, and they decided that that's something they wanted for Richmond, Indiana.
Absolutely. And another thing, just to touch base on that, local nonprofits actually receive 250% more support from local small businesses than what they would some of our local chain stores. And so that and just absolutely, as you said, the local small businesses directly contribute to the things that we that live in the community would depend on, or such as the services, as you had, your last guest was the Genesis.
Correct.
And those local small businesses more likely are contributors of things such as that in our community.
That affect our community directly.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put just a little plug in for a sale that I know is coming up from one of the local shops, and I was visiting Nancy's Fancies yesterday, and she's going to have a big sale November 21st, which is a Friday, and so it's just one day, and that's her big holiday season sale, and she has it not on Shop Small Saturday, because then that spreads it out a little bit more.
Yeah, right.
But so she has it on the 21st, and so, and a lot of the small businesses run specials just like, and special sales and bring in special product and stuff for the season just like everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
So check around, find out when their holiday sales are, and if they're bringing in anything special. And I know Nancy's Fancies, which they also carry vacuums. And she said, we're going to have a big vacuum sale. And so, of course, she just has her floor models on sale and everything that she has in there. And that's what they do. So they have extra good specials, just like the bigger box stores or chain stores. And I do realize, and I'm sure everybody realizes, there is a place for some of the big box stores, and we're not speaking out against them. We're just speaking for the smaller shops that we can verbally explain the impact it really has on the local community. And that's in every community.
Absolutely.
So it's just a really neat thing to be focusing on, and taking the pledge to shop local, that or shop small, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't have thought about that.
Right, absolutely. And if anyone else is interested in doing that, they can go to our website, shopsmallrichmond.com, and that will give you all the details of the events and different things that are going on, as well as some advertisements for some of those specials that our local businesses will be running throughout the holiday season. There's also a mobile app. If you go to your mobile device and pull up shopsmallrichmond.com, you can actually go to the side of town that you're on and select from different alternative options on that side of town from local small businesses. So.
And it'll show you what they have on sale at that time, right?
Yes.
So that fluctuates too. Can they use that all year round?
Yes, it's available all year round. It's dependent on the level of sponsorship from that business, but they can change their advertising throughout the year, or direct it towards a certain event or holiday as the year goes by. So
neat. So we will make sure that all that information is available, and thank you for enlightening us a little bit about what you do and what Porter Advertisement does.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Well, we are very, very excited about it. I know Trevor's been working with you and helping do some of the awareness campaigns and making people conscious of that. So we have a couple things happening at the Chamber that we would like to share, and I think one of them is we have our holiday open house, so I hope that you'll be able to come and visit us then. But when is that, Trevor?
That will be on December 4th at the Foundation building from 4:30 till 6.
Yeah, we partner with the Foundation on that, and we did touch on the Foundation, found out that Genesis is participating in the challenge match. So
they are a great organization, and their collaboration with us has really enabled us to do the best that we can for the community, I think.
I wish I knew how many people were involved in that challenge match. I wish I would have checked with the Foundation to see, but the challenge match touches so many people, and that's really, really neat. So, but we do, our open house is partnered with them, so we're in the same building, so it makes sense for us to celebrate together and to open our doors as partners and have people come in. So there'll be good food and networking time, and who doesn't want good food, right? So, and then we're sliding right into the holidays after that, and a lot of things happening here in town. So I think we have most of it on our calendar on our website, correct?
Yep.
So they can go there and see what else is going on in town.
Yes, they can.
So, Well, that is great. I really thank you guys for joining me today and sharing all the information. So we will talk to you again soon, and maybe we'll have you back on again.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us today on Chamber Chat.